morning, campers. I'm just headed out. Got a big day today, 20.5 miles. Because rescuing that dog yesterday took about 3 hours. So it's a long way. Terrain is not too bad. It's doable. It's just gonna require a lot of steady hiking. It's very misty and foggy, as you can see. Cold and wet, so might not be anything to see today. So we'll just see what happens. So while I'm walking here, just recap yesterday briefly. Another hiker and I found a dog. Well, she found the dog first, and then I came up on them 5 minutes later. After making many calls, we finally got a hold of a dog rescue. And I got their voicemail a few times, and they finally picked up. And luckily, she said, "Send me your location." So I sent her the Google Map location. Sent me photos of the dog, so I did. And she said, "I need to call some people, get a team together, and then we'll be out there." She did. She got there was 3 or 4 of them, and they had a van and everything. And thankfully, they had a guy with them. A lot of them were older, retired type people. And the trail was uphill for almost a mile. So most of them had to stop partway up. Luckily, they had one guy with them who was younger, he's 50, and he was a roofer. So I was used to, lifting heavy loads and whatnot. So he made it up the trail, put the dog in a painter's drop cloth, and carried her back down like a sack of potatoes over her shoulder. You can see some of that on YouTube. On Facebook. They posted some video on Facebook of the dog being rescued. And I just don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what's going through their head. I don't know how you could leave a dog like that. A sweet dog. It's really gentle. Now, I don't know, maybe she's not always that way. Maybe she was just exhausted and had no fight left in her. But she was super sweet. I scratched her chin. She closed her eyes like, oh yeah. Scratch her jowls and her cheeks and everything. She loved it. And if she's pregnant, then I hope there's a special place in hell for that person. One last thought about the dog. The guy who runs the hostel, he said, "There's no law in Tennessee against dumping your dog, or a dog." And he said his partner or friend or someone had found a dog one time and called the police to say, "Hey, what do I do with this dog?" And the police actually told her, "Well, just take her out in the woods and dump her." The police told her that. So, whole different mindset down here in the South, which I just will never understand. But that happens a lot, I guess. He said since 2018, he said, I've probably, seen or heard of about 30 hikers who found dogs on the trail. 30 dogs in 4 years. Those are just the ones that are found. So think about the other ones. I don't get it. I don't know why you wouldn't call an animal rescue or a shelter. Say, "Hey, I don't want this dog anymore. I can't afford the dog. The dog isn't good with my kids," or whatever. Fine. You want to give up the dog, give up the dog. But don't abandon it in the middle of nowhere. Poor thing. God, what a sweetheart, too, after what she's been through. Well, I hope she's going to be okay. We'll find out soon. Okay, 1 hour into my hike today. Just checked my GPS, and it says 3.1 miles, which shocks me because there was quite a bit of uphill. I was moving very fast in the flats and the downhills, but that's great. I'll take the more miles the better. So I'm hoping that the biggest climb is out of the way for the day. There's a lot of little ups and downs, but we'll see how it goes. But I'm off to a good start. Can't keep that pace up all day, nor do I need to. But I like to get a good start, get out ahead early, So far so good as far as that goes. But, you know, the whole time I'm walking down the trail, I just keep thinking about that dog. You know, just tearing me up inside. We're going to find out later today what the vet says. My wife made a donation. I think we donated $100. Because it's not cheap having a vet, you know, give a dog a once over. Oh, spider web, jeez. Anyway, we'll see how she's doing. See if she's pregnant, see if she's sick, see if she's injured, or whatever. So I'll know more scoop later. This is the infamous monument to Nick Grindstaff. It reads Uncle Nick Grindstaff, born December 26, 1851, died July 22nd, 1923, lived alone, suffered alone, and died alone. He was a local hermit, I guess. Lived out here for 40 years, I guess. After he died, the locals erected this stone monument. And there's a little bit of a slab here. I don't know if he's buried here. If this is his final resting place. It looks like it might be. But allegedly they incorporated some of Nick's possessions in this stone monument. So it's a little oddity right off the Appalachian Trail. About 50 feet off to the side, just before you get to the Iron Mountain Shelter if you're headed southbound, or just after the Iron Mountain Shelter if you're headed northbound. The Nick Grindstaff Monument. Okay, 2 hours into my hike, covered 5.2 miles, or 2.6 mile an hour average. That feels about right. If I can maintain that all day, I would get there in 8 hours. That might be asking a lot, but if I got there in 8 hours, that would be astonishing. By the way, that 2 hours includes probably 15 minutes of breaks. I took a 10-minute break at the Iron Mountain Shelter. There was another camper there. Talked to him while I ate a protein bar, had some energy drink, and then headed out. And then I've had to stop and pee a few times, blow my nose, that kind of thing. So I figure that's about a total of 15 minutes of break. So, you know, 2.5 mile an hour isn't out of the realm of possibility to maintain all day. I just got to keep my breaks short. Just taking one break every 4 or 5 miles. That means I'll get 2 or 3 more breaks today. Keep them short and sweet and keep moving. The thing that's keeping me moving, by the way, is it's pretty chilly. And there's a wind blowing through the trees. So I got to keep moving just to stay warm. So that's inspiring me to, you know, motivating me to push forward. If it was hot and humid, I'd be like, oh God, no. But now I'm like, oh yeah, let's get going. My skin is cold, but my interior is warm. So far so good. The sun's out, so it may warm up later, but it is cold and there's a chill in the air from the rain last night, and it's windy. Okay, 3 hours into my hike. Cobweb. And 7.8 miles, so an average of 2.6 miles an hour, which is phenomenal. Very happy with that. The trail has become overgrown pretty badly in places. Apparently Tennessee is taking notes from Virginia on how not to maintain a trail. And they're doing a bang-up job of not doing anything. Deadfall tree right here, I have to climb over now. There was another one that was probably a fresh deadfall, because I had to go way off trail to get around it and then back up, and I had to go through all these prickers and thorns and got scratched up. And but in any event, headed to Van de Veter Shelter. It's 3.6 miles from where I checked my GPS, so about an hour and a half at my current pace. It's mostly flat or downhill until just before the shelter. Then there's a bit of a climb to the shelter, but no big climbs in the next couple of hours, so that's good news. I can make some good time. But if I can cover 10 miles in 4 hours, that's spectacular. I'll be very happy with that. That'll put me halfway done for the day before 12 noon. We'll see if I can do it. I'm here at the Van de Venter shelter. It's right on the trail. Had my lunch here. It's a nice view over there from the rock back there. I'm not going to show you. It's not any better than stuff you've seen before. 9.3 miles left. So I've done like 11.5 or something like that. Tough morning, a lot of overgrowth on the trail, a lot of blowdowns. Most of my big climbs are over. A lot of downs now, a few small ups, but it looks, as long as the trail is clear, I don't have to push my way through weeds and pricker bushes and climb over fall downs, trees that have blown down. I should be in pretty good shape. I should be able to get to the hostel between 5 and 6. So that's my goal. Wanted to shoot a quick video on how to retrieve water from a stream or a spring where there's really not any good spots to get the water. There's no little waterfall to put your bottle under. There's just some puddles and some streams running down. There's just nothing good to really get your water. So what you can do, and this is just small improvement, but it's better than nothing. You take a leaf like this. These leaves are great for this. And you find a spot where there's a bit of a drop off right here. See, it's just kind of running down. I can't really fill a bottle there. But if I put that leaf there, and I position it just right, and I take a rock, put it on the back side of the leaf to hold it down so the water goes into the leaf, you can see now I have a little bit of a waterfall, right? It's like a little spout, and I can put a bottle under there. I'm not going to get a lot. I'm going to have to lay my bottle down, get the opening right there, but at least I have a little something. And I can get the bottle probably a third to a half full. Just laying it down right here. Just lay the bottle down with the opening right under there, so that little spout, that little bit of water there, that's a little waterfall. So that's a trick that a lot of us use. I just want to show you that. Something to think about when you're on the trail and you've got a water source that's really difficult to retrieve water from. Use the leaf trick. I'm coming into the home stretch, just a little over a mile left. Maybe 1.25 miles. That's Lake Watauga there through the trees. That's the lake that's formed by the dam, the Watauga Dam. So I've hiked over 19 miles at this point today, and my feet are feeling it, boy. Started out fine, got rocky in the middle, and some steep up and downs and some roots. And the trail was overgrown. There were some blowdowns, and the last 4 or 5 miles have been pretty tough for me. These 20-mile days are brutal. I gotta try to keep my miles under 16. Tomorrow's a 15-mile day. Day after that's a 17-mile day. I'm gonna try to tone it down, keep it under 16 in the future, especially because I'm losing daylight and less time to hike. So. Anyway, I should be at that hostel probably within 45 minutes or so. So, I'll see you there.